I guess I've just noticed like a common theme of like a lot of people in the training room feel so good and they don't have a position they're very confident in. And I notice once they compete, they don't do as well as I'd expect. And then I see other competitors that are really good at one position and obviously good at other ones too, but they're very confident in one position and they get there often. And I notice they tend to have more success, at least at blue belt level. So I think noticing that pattern, I try to implement the same thing. But of course I don't want to be one dimensional. So over time I want to add more skills. But yeah, I can't really think of someone on the top of my head, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess the point is that it gets you to win competitions.
I think, and that's like the goal for us, so.
Right. It's like, our game has been optimized for a very specific goal.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, which is like win IBJJF competitions. It's like
all about that IBJJF.
Very specific.
No, it is very specific.
So then after the panic at American National, the next one you got on here is, which by the way, second place at American National in the adult blue belt lightweight division. First of all, lightweight division. We were talking off camera a second ago. You said actually for you, everybody's a little bit shorter than you.
Yeah.
And then for me, everybody's a little bit taller than me. So I have a problem in lightweight because of the length, but you're saying that you are able to use your length. Oh yeah, that's a t-shirt we're talking about. It's not for sale yet. Oh yeah, do you want to shout out your sponsor?
Shout out to Tommy, best sponsor in the game.
Nice. Did they just send you that hoodie?
Yeah, this was like a month ago.
Yeah.
I really like their stuff, man. They were like the first gi I bought, I think, was a tatami gi. And it's always the one I want to be sponsored by eventually. So once it finally happened, it felt really good.
Nice.
The CEO, Ty, is like the nicest guy too. He's so good with the athletes.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that you can use your length to your advantage in the division. Can you talk to me about the physicality of this division and how it relates to like your body type, your length, and all that kind of stuff? Yeah,
I think lightweight. It's like an interesting bracket because I feel like most people are like 5'9"ish. Would you say?
Yeah, because they're all a little bit taller than me.
Yeah, I still think you're taller than 5'8".
I'm 5'8", I swear to God.
He's taller.
I'm like the first man in history to underestimate his height.
He underestimates himself. But yeah, I think I'm taller than like 90, I'd say like 90% of people, 95 I'm taller than. And most of my jiu-jitsu is like distance-based. Like I like to play far distance guards or pass like outside like Toriano grips. So I think being taller than most people I fight is an advantage. And thinking about most of the people I've lost to, they're usually taller than me. So maybe I'll stay at lightweight, not go up. But yeah.
Which you're doing Sunday.
But I'm doing that Sunday, so we'll see what happens.
Going to middleweight, yeah.
Yeah, going to middle. Got a little fat.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because the problems that I typically face in lightweight division is people using their length against me from bottom, especially when I'm trying to stay on top.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel that feather too? Or?
I don't feel that in feather. Actually, I think I have your experience in feather because people are either my height or shorter in feather.
Yeah, I think it's the same kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So the same jiu-jitsu stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same shit. You're just 3 inches taller.
Yeah, I think like finding the division that you feel like is good for your body type and game is pretty beneficial too, honestly. If you're a really good wrestler and you're in a heavier weight class, I feel like it plays a better advantage than if you're a rooster and you're like a really good wrestler. Because most people won't wrestle at that weight class, so I think it does make a difference finding the weight class for your game, your style, and also like, you know, like where you feel physically strong and athletic. Yeah,
I've noticed that too, because there's the other side of that argument is that like, if your jiu-jitsu is good enough, you should be able to beat anybody. It doesn't matter the weight class. Yeah. It's like you should be able to beat anybody, right? Like a lot of people don't like cutting weight for that reason. And like, there's definitely been competitions where I like don't cut weight and stuff, and it's always just more difficult. And every time I cut to feather, which is like, it's kind of a tough cut for me because I walk around like.
You're strong feather, dude. That's crazy.
Thanks, bro.
I don't know how you make it.
It's like, I think because I'm like in a weird, I think I'm in a very weird body. I like walk around like 160 pounds naturally.
Okay.
So then lightweight from gi is 168, right? So I'm like 8 pounds under that. and then now I have to cut like 10 pounds to get down to 150 because I need to have buffer for the gi, right? Which is 154. So it's like I'm right in this middle spot. So like either way, it kind of sucks. I can eat and then do lightweight, or I can like suffer for a month to cut weight and get down to feather. And it's like, but then in feather, when I actually make the weight, because I think I cut kind of smart. Like I'm just doing a calorie deficit and like losing body fat. I try to avoid like huge water cuts, you know. So I'm not trying to stay in the sauna for hours, even though I've done that many times. But but when I get down there, then I feel super strong at feather.
Yeah,
like
makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes like a huge difference.
Yeah, I used to be at lightweight like 2 years ago, and I was always like in between the weight classes.
Between light and middle?
Light and feather.
Okay,
like I was like 163-ish.
Okay.
Like competing.
You're just a little heavier than I am right now.
Yeah, just a little bit. God, we're so similar. But then over time I got heavier, and now that I feel like I've got my technique better, I've been putting a big emphasis on like my strength training. So I've naturally gained weight.
Right.
And now I'm walking around at like 178.
Oh damn, you're
so
up there, yeah.
I'm like a middle now, so.
You're pretty much a middleweight. So you're gonna be cutting for Worlds.
For Worlds, I'm cutting like 12 pounds, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah, how many? That's 2.
We got a feast after that.
Yeah, that's how many weeks is that from now? I think Worlds is like 2 weeks from now, right?
Worlds is just under 2 weeks.
Just under 2 weeks from now. What's your plan for cutting? Because you actually have to cut more weight than I do. Because I think I'm like 159 actually right now, so I got to cut about 9 pounds. You got to do 12. What's your plan?
I wish I could say I plan, because I kind of just wing it. Like, my parents give me such a hard time, because they're like, eat healthy for 2 weeks and then you'll be good, and then a little water weight. And I just can't do it. I'll eat like a crazy amount of food, and then like 4 days before I'll just like starve myself, drink like no water. So I'm definitely not like a good ass in that question. It's horrible, honestly.
Yeah, but how do you
I make weight, so.
Right, so you make weight. How do you feel going into the? Have you cut that much before?
Yeah, I've cut a good amount. I feel, obviously you don't feel great, but I feel like it's more mental than people make it. Like you don't feel great, but you can hydrate after the first fight. So I don't know. It almost feels like if you get like a really bad night of sleep, I kind of just view it like that. Like you have to compete anyways. Like no reason to complain, you know?
Right.
So it's just part of what we do, I guess.
Yeah. I guess continuing on that topic of like, because you said something I think is interesting as far as like competition mindset goes, which is you're still showing up and competing like regardless of whether you had like a bad night's sleep or something.
Yeah.
How do you approach, I guess, thinking about like anxiety and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Walking the competitions and all like the bad circumstances that can surround them. Like how do you think about all that?
Yeah, I feel like when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, I didn't realize how important your mindset was for competitions. But Professor Andre Galvao, he says like 90% training is 90% physical and 10% mental, and then competitions 90% mental, 10% physical. So it kind of just shows like how important it is to mentally like be there for a competition. So I guess there's like I asked Andre these questions. So I feel like there's like your self-belief, and if you believe you can win, which is super important there, which is like a confidence thing, I guess. Then the second thing is like, are you spiritual? Do you believe in God, higher power, which Professor talks about.
Are you religious?
I'm not, but I believe in something bigger, and I try to tap into that for tournaments. I think it helps for sure. But I guess I do a lot of, now that I think about it, for tournaments I do a ton of meditating, like a ton, like probably like 30 minutes a day, probably like 20 minutes a day for like 2 weeks before, just so I get very present in the moment and I feel just so focused on like every second. I'm not thinking too much about the future or past, whatever. And then I also do a lot of visualizing as well. I don't think these things are like the end all. I think like your skill's most important, but I think visualizing and seeing yourself winning, and then also knowing what it feels like to win, like the actual feeling, And then also visualizing like your attacks so that you can react right away and you don't have to think about what you're doing. So I like to like close my eyes and just before night, just think about all my attacks, all my defenses, what it's going to feel like when I compete so that my mind can kind of shut off and I can just do what I've trained my body to do. So I think that helps a good amount, honestly.
Yeah.
Also just being around like positive, good people helps. Atos, it's like we have it's just such a good like energy and vibe there. Everyone's like so encouraging. Everyone's trying to like support each other. So I feel like surrounding yourself with a lot of people that believe in you like so strongly, it changes how you feel about yourself and you feel you could compete better. Like Andre will, he's always telling us like, you guys are gonna be world champions, all of you deserve it. So it's like, it kind of programs in your head how you feel like you should perform. So I think it makes a big difference.
It's a very supportive coach.
Very supportive, yeah. I think he sees like when someone's really working hard, and even if you're not at like the skill level needed to win, he sees like the hard work and talent, and he really instills in you that like you can be successful or you could achieve what you want in the sport, which feels really good because I've had other coaches like say the polar opposite, So
yeah,
I think that helps a lot having a supportive coach and teammates.
Yeah.
I think it makes a huge difference, actually. Huge difference.
Yeah, especially coming from Andre Galvin, right? He's like, it's really good.
Yeah, it's a big confidence booster.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like a combination of some sort of like mindset things like meditation and visualization, and then also basically a really supportive training environment.
Very supportive. And like
then,
Atos is like nothing. I wish like people could see it because it's like, just every coach is like going out of their way to help people. Everyone's like, if you're tired, people are helping you up. People are, texting you like, I'm gonna watch you, you're gonna win. It's just constant positive energy, and like, it feels like a very team focus. It's not like an individual sport. You almost feel like you're a part of something together. And I think that allows you to perform like at your best. I think it makes a drastic difference.
Interesting.
And it all comes from Andre. He kind of like set the frame of how he runs the gym and how he wants everyone to lead. So, yeah.
Right, a big cultural component.
Yeah, it's a big cultural thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, I've definitely been at gyms where that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go through here. So the after American National, you hit up New Orleans. I'm gonna say the next few ones and tell me if anything stands out from any of these.
Sounds good.
New Orleans 2022, second place. Atlanta, third place. Charlotte, third place. I remember Charlotte.
I saw you there, I think.
Yeah. I think, were we on the podium together?
Yeah, we were. I was like, oh, I remember that. I was super sick at that tournament. Like I had like 100, I think I had like 102 temperature.
Really? We shared a podium.
We shared a podium. We were both third place.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't have a picture. I wasn't with anyone. And I'm like, yo, can you send me those pictures? And I got your number. And you're like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that tournament.
Yeah.
Wow, that feels like a while ago. Jeez.
Yeah. That was a day that there was a hurricane coming to North Carolina.
Dude, I almost crashed the rental car. It was like the craziest driving.
Really?
Yeah.
I was driving a rental car too.
It was crazy,
in the
right?
Torrential downpour, yeah.
The will to win.
Hell yeah.
We were not messing around.
Dude, yeah, third place.
Third place. Jesus, what were we doing with our lives? Oh my God.
I know, dude, that was a crazy trip for me.
Dude, yeah, that was so dangerous.
Yeah, but not even that, like the events that transpired afterwards. But also that part. Also the torrential.
What happened after?
Oh, that's an off-camera topic. Yeah. Cut. Yeah, so that one sticks out of my memory as well. Yeah, you were sick. I wasn't sick or anything. I think I won my first 2 matches, I think, and then I got taken out. Did you do open class?
I didn't that one. Who won that one? I can't remember.
In open or
our weight class?
Our weight class.
I can't remember. I
don't remember. Yeah, there was. Yeah, I don't know.
So funny to me how we're in the same brackets and now we're on a podcast together.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it seriously has.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Literally all the same competitions. Okay, the next one you got second, Twin Cities.
I was there with my boy Lysander. Shout out Lysander.
Lysander. I don't know you, Lysander, but you sound cool.
Lysander's the man.
Is Lysander the man?
Yeah.
Lysander, you're the man.
We kind of got whooped at that tournament. Wasn't
Did you?
Pretty. Yeah.
Well, you got second.
We'll go back. We'll get the rematch.
Yeah.
I think I only had like 2 fights to get to second or something.
Oh, did
it was
you?
a small bracket.
It was a small one. And then New Haven, you got first there. So it looks like you kind of had a streak. Starting at American Nationals, you were getting second, third, second. Mm-hmm. And then you hit Nashville, got second, and then hit New Haven and got first.
That's right. I remember that. Man, I felt like I was so close. Like I just kept getting second or third, and it was such small things that was stopping me from winning. So I feel like it was just like not a matter of time, because I could have just kept doing the same thing and I probably would have kept getting second and third. But I think like the daily decisions I was making with how I was training, what I was focusing on, eventually those mistakes would be fixed. Because it was so clear in tournaments, like I'm losing this way or this is happening. So it's pretty simple in my brain. Like if I just change this, I should win the next tournament. So I think it was kind of a matter of time that I finally like figured out my game and had some more success.
Yeah. I feel like I had a similar experience yet again. Dude, I started making so many jokes because I was just getting second all the time.
Yeah.
Like I would get to the finals and I don't know what it was.
Craig Jones at Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. I was just started making the Craig Jones jokes. And then people were asking me, is it a mindset thing? Like, do I not believe in myself enough in the final? Like, is it a technical thing? Like, what is it that crosses you from the threshold of second place to first place? What do you think that is? Do you think for you, was it purely technical based, or was there any component of like, because I know deep down when I would get to some finals, I would be like, oh, I've already got here. Yeah. Like, and the shift for me happened when, even though I would be dead tired going into a final, when I started winning these finals, it was like me thinking to myself, okay, I need to keep putting my best effort forward in the final. Like, what was the shift for you though?
Yeah, I think like at times when I got second or third, it's like my skill level wasn't there to win. But I think a lot of times it was that I felt kind of complacent, like, oh, I already got second, I'm so tired, kind of like what you're saying. And it's not like you're letting yourself lose, but you don't have like that same like grit or like I need to win, like I'm going to win mindset. And I think once I started to have more success, then your mindset changes to, I don't want second place, I want first place. So you're willing to like go through more uncomfort to win and push yourself harder.
Right.
And you believe you should win from past results. So I think it's a lot of mindset related issues when I kept getting second or third.
Got it.
But at some points it was definitely technique because I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. So New Haven kind of broke your streak of the second and third. You got first there, and then in Waco you got first.
Waco.
The following competition. And then the next one after that, you got first, Charleston. Do you remember any of these?
I remember Charleston. I don't remember too many details of it, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe just a blur at that point.
Kind of like a blur, but like felt really good. I felt like I was finally getting like some rhythm, figuring out my game, figuring out how I needed to think and feel and how I needed to fight to win. It started to make more sense.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. Yeah, it looked like you got into a rhythm is what it looks like happens just looking at the
It's interesting because you see it's like I get the same results and then I get a different result and it's the same. It's almost like that's what makes me think. It's like I keep getting second and then I get first and then I'll get like third. And it's like maybe there's something mentally because like why am I going in these streaks, you know?
Yeah.
When my technique hopefully is getting better over time.
Right. I also wonder how much of it has to do with like, I don't know, just being like tired or like all those other random factors or just like you got hit with something random or I still don't know what that answer is, but yeah,
that's true. I feel like there's so much stuff that like could be happening like health wise or injury wise that like you don't necessarily see, but like the athlete's dealing with. I'm sure you've had times where you have like, I'm sure you had a sore ankle from footlocking everyone. They had to get you back.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that kind of hinders your progress.
Yeah.
So, but no one really sees it, you know?
Yeah.
They just think you're fine and you should compete the same every tournament.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like pans, I was hurt bad.
Oh, were you?
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the pans in a bit. That's literally at the top of the list.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. We got so many competitions, and then you hit Nashville again. Got second there. San Diego got first. That was last San Diego, or no, 2 San Diegos ago.
Yeah, 2 ago.
Yeah, San Diego. Yeah, and then you got second in American National again.
Fuck.
After San Diego. What happened there?
What happened? Oh, I fought one of my teammates. He's now at Atos. His name's John.
Oh.
We're friends now. He beat me by, what was it? I think it was like an advantage or something. Either an advantage or 2 points. Mm-hmm. But it came down to the wire. He's really good. He got second at pans at blue belt. We like kind of got like a little like, we had like kind of like pushed each other at the end because there's like a miscommunication. But now we're friends, so we like joke about it.
Oh yeah.
But that was another tournament where it's like got so close to winning and lost at the very end. It literally came down to like the last 20 seconds.
Okay, so almost similar to the previous American
super
National.
serious. I'm never doing American Nationals again. I'm done with that tournament. I'm not even American anymore. I don't want it.
That's funny. So I guess kind of fast forwarding a little bit. So it looks like just looking at these competitions, then it got to a point around that American National where I actually don't see any third places since then. It's either been like mostly first and then some second places. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward all the way to Pans. So how many weeks ago was that?
Pans was it like a month ago? No, like 2 months ago, right?
Probably around
I think
that.
2 months ago.
Almost 2 months ago or something, yeah.